my last video, I struggled with my own audio recording, and I know many of you face the same issue. Today, we are diving into Audacity, your DIY tool for crystal clear voice quality. You might wonder, why use Audacity when AI can do it? Well, premium AI tools cost a lot, and free ones just can't give the full control you need. Stick around and I'll show you how to get professional level audio right from your own computer without breaking the bank.
Alright, now let's dive into the different audio formats you'll come across. Don't worry, I'll keep it simple. Think of this as a quick guide for when you're recording, editing, or sharing your audio. Let's start with Audacity's own format, AUP3 and AUP. These aren't really audio files you share around. They are most like a work-in-progress project files that saves all your edits, tracks, and effects. So if you're working in Audacity, keep it in this format until you're done. But remember, other software can't really open it. Next up, Wave and AIFF. These are like the raw ingredients of audio. No quality lost, but the file size are huge. That's why professionals use them in studio for music or podcast. If you're editing, exporting to Wave is a safe bet before compressing it later. Then we have the most common ones, MP3 and AAC. These shrink the file size by throwing away audio data you probably won't notice. MP3 is everywhere. Songs you downloaded back in the day, car stereo, even memes. AAC is like MP3's younger cousin. It's what YouTube, Spotify, and Apple use because it sounds better at small size. Now, if you love open source, you'll see OGG and Opus. They are free to use, no license headache, and Opus especially is amazing for streaming and calls. Fun fact, Discord and WhatsApp actually use Opus behind the scene to make your voice sound clear, even on bad internet. Moving on, FLAC, ALAC, and WavePack. Think of this as zip files of audio. They shrink the size but without losing a single detail. Audiophiles love FLAC for high quality music collections, and ALAC is Apple's versions for iTunes and iPhone. Here's a fun one, MIDI. This isn't really audio, it's more like sheet music for computers. Instead of storing sound, it stores instructions, which note to play, how long, how loud. That's why MIDI files are tiny and perfect for electronic instruments or beat making. Next, we have got PCM and RAW. These are as raw as it gets, literally unprocessed audio. They are not beginner friendly, but they are super important under the hood because almost every other format is built from PCM in some way. And finally, a little bonus, FFmpeg. It's not a format but a Swiss Army knife for audio and video. With one command, you can convert between almost any format we just talked about. It looks scary at first, but once you learn it, it's a lifesaver. So yeah, from project files to pro formats, compressed to lossless, each of this has its own place. As a beginner, don't feel overwhelmed. Start with MP3 or Wave. As you grow, you'll naturally explore into other. Alright, so let's actually look at how to use Audacity to polish your audio. I know the basics are everywhere online, record, import, cut, but once you open this menu, it can feel overwhelming. So instead of covering every single option, I'm going to walk you through the tools that matter most and why I use them. Recording and importing basics. You record by pressing the red dot button. It opens a new track and starts recording. Stop with the black square. You can also import audio files through the file menu. Simple, but the real power is what comes next, editing and shaping. Multi-tool and clipping. First, the multi-tool. Think of it as a Swiss Army knife in Audacity. It lets you select, cut, move, zoom, and even adjust volume envelopes by dragging points of the waveform. And here's something you must know early on: clipping. See these flat tops on the waveform? That's clipping. It happens when your audio gets too loud for container to hold. So the peaks are chopped off. Imagine trying to pour water into a full glass. It just spills. The result? Distortion. To spot this easily, go to View, Show Clipping. Audacity make those spot with the red lines so you know exactly where the issue is. Spectral view and editing. Now, waveform only shows loudness over time, but sound isn't just loud or soft. It has frequency, bass, mids, treble. That's where spectral view comes in. In the spectrogram, low frequency like bass, rumbles sit at the bottom. The mid, your vocals, live in the middle, and high pitched sounds like S or hiss are at the top. Colors show intensity. Black is silence, yellow is strong sound. This is super useful for spotting problems like 60 Hz hum or a sudden hiss and fixing them without touching the rest of your voice. Spectral Edit Tool. This is where it gets powerful. Audacity has special edit tools that lets you grab only a frequency range and adjust it. Spectral Edit Multi-Tool lets you select a noisy spot and either reduce or delete it. Think of it like using a brush to erase dirt from your audio. Spectral Edit Parametric EQ. This is one for boosting or cutting a specific frequency range across your selection. For example, you can reduce a hiss at 7 kHz without touching the rest. Spectral Edit Cells. Spectral Edit Cells. This works like parametric EQ, but instead of narrow slice, it lets you adjust an entire band above and below your chosen point. That means finer control like rolling off unnecessary lows or softening harsh highs. Together, these give you surgical precision, but remember, every time you remove frequency, you are also removing a piece of your natural voice. Too much editing and you'll sound muffled. Shaping with EQ. Next up, filter curve EQ. This is the holy grail of sound shaping. If my voice feels muddy, I cut around 100 Hz. If it's thin, I boost the mids. If it's harsh, like sharp S sound, I dip around 4 to 6 kHz. Quick tip, Audacity also has a de-esser to handle strong sibilance automatically and click removal tool for mouth clicks. They save a lot of time. Think of EQ like seasoning food. You're not changing the dish, just making it taste better. Balancing loudness, normalization and limiter. After shaping, I make sure my audio is consistently loud. That's where loudness normalization comes in. In Audacity, this is where you'll find LUFS settings. For spoken words, a good target is around -14 LUFS. That's the sweet spot. Loud enough to sound professional, but not so loud that it's fatiguing. Then I apply a limiter. This prevents sudden speak like laugh or clap from hurting the listener's ears, while keeping the overall sound polished. Cleaning, noise reductions. Background noise is always there. Fans, AC, traffic, clock. With noise reduction, you first capture a sample of just the noise, then apply it across the track. It won't make it perfect, but it cleans up a lot. Quick tip, don't go too aggressive or your voice can start sound robotic. Subtle adjustment keep it natural. A very good way to see it is in spectral view mode. Analytical tools, plot spectrum and meters. Plot spectrum shows which frequency dominate your voice. You'll usually see warmth around 150 Hz, clarity in the mids, and crisper in the highs. This helps you decide what to cut or boost. And the dB meter show your loudness in real time, so you know if you're clipping or too quiet. This is where you train your eye. Aim for healthy peaks without getting red. Combined with LUFS from normalization, it ensures your voice is broadcast ready. So that's my go-to toolkit in Audacity. Multi-tool editing, clipping checks, spectral view with powerful edit tools, EQ for shaping, normalization with LUFS and limiter for balance, noise reduction for cleanup, and finally spectrum analysis with meters. Now, AI tools can automate some of these, but free ones are limited and premium ones cost a lot. With Audacity, you stay in control and can let AI handle the basics, then fine-tune in Audacity. The best of both worlds. And don't worry about mastering everything today. Start small, maybe just clipping and EQ. Each time you add a tool, you'll get better. Before long, you'll be making audio that not only sounds professional but feels uniquely yours. Thanks for sticking around. I'll see you in the next one.